As a health coach, you might be asking yourself, how can I stand out among a sea of protein shake selfies, acai bowl pictures, and clean eating challenges? And that is what we are diving into today. I'm going to give you my top tips on how to really nail down your niche, how to clarify your expertise, and how to really craft your hook, that sign outside your door that lets people know exactly what you do. So if you're just jumping on for the first time, my name is Jen Casey. I am a business strategy coach, and I work with online entrepreneurs in the health and wellness field, and I help them turn their social media into sales. And I'm really excited to talk about really getting clarity on that niche tonight because, man, this is a question that I get asked on a daily basis. This seems to be the big thorn in everyone's side that no one seems to really understand how to stand out, how to make themselves different. And I'm really excited to just give you a couple of tips tonight to just get you some clarity on this so that you can really start crushing it in the online space, right? So the first piece of this, guys, is there are many people who are in a state of they're having an identity crisis. And when I was a health coach, prior to transitioning into business coaching, early on, this was something I really struggled with as well. How am I different? I mean, I was jumping all over the place. One day I was like, oh, maybe I'll do like a body love boot camp. And the next day I wanted to go with some kind of intense instructor, militant edge. And I even considered dyeing my hair purple so that I could stand out and be different, because I was so confused, as I know many of you are, as how can I break through? And it finally came to me when I discovered that my story, things that I had overcome, my expertise, that because I was sharing things that were going on, things that I had been dealing with in my own health and wellness journey pertaining to yo-yo dieting and dealing with emotional eating, I realized, thankfully, that was my niche. And it was one of those things where when things are so close to you, sometimes you don't realize, when they're right in front of your face, you don't realize how obvious something is. And for me, it took me maybe a year, maybe longer, to really have that aha moment when I realized that was my thing. But I'll be honest with you, I was not spelling it out to my audience and making that crystal clear. And that's what I really want to encourage you all to do as well. So I was finally able to break through by recognizing that the women that I was already serving all had this same problem. They were all dealing with yo-yo dieting and emotional eating, and I had been sharing my story, and that was really the one thing that I was doing well. That was drawing that ideal client in with that specific problem. So that first piece is, if you're having an identity crisis and you're changing up your strategy and you're changing up your brand on a daily basis, who you serve, what you do, it is going to be super confusing to your audience, and they're not going to know who you are. And they're not going to trust you because all of a sudden you're doing all these different things on a different day, and it's confusing and it's messy, and there's really no need for it. So after you listen to this tonight, I really want you to own whatever decision you make and just stick with it for at least a month. You've got to give it more than a couple of days to really see if it's something that resonates with you. The second piece has to do with identifying your ideal client. Now, you may have already gone through some kind of program or worksheet that helped you to uncover various things about your client avatar, this ideal client. And maybe you had to say, where does this woman shop? Oh, she shops at Target. Or what does she like to do when she wakes up in the morning? But more importantly than all of those kind of surface things, the real question, the real thing you want to get to is, what is this woman struggling with? What is keeping her up at night? Your job, your goal as someone who is in the online space, who is an online coach, who is going to help people, you need to be able to identify the conversation in your ideal client's mind, and you need to enter that conversation through your live videos and through your sales copy, right? You've got to be able to understand what they are going through and what they are struggling with. And if you can do that and actually be able to provide a solution for their biggest struggles, you're going to win. You will 100% win in attracting those clients. And the reason is because so many people, they want to stay general. They want to stay general and they want to speak to everyone. But as we've heard a million times, when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. And something really fun happened the other night when I was presenting with my business partner, Angie, on a team call for one of our students. So she had said with her team, she was saying to them, figuring out your niche and your ideal client, this can be a really scary thing, you guys. I know what it feels like. It almost feels like all of a sudden, you go from casting this really big net in the sea to catch all this fish, and now you're casting a really small net. And I just sat there and I'm like, wait a minute, that's amazing, because that is exactly the myth that so many online marketers believe, that if you speak to a smaller group of people, that you will lower your chances of actually bringing on clients. And I said, wait, I have to stop you there. That is the biggest myth, and the reality is that is actually the opposite. The reality is the opposite. And I said, when you actually decide who your ideal client is and you begin speaking to them, it's not a net that's suddenly becoming smaller. What's actually happening is you go from having this online space, this news feed, and there's all this noise, and it's almost as if everybody's just going, and screaming into the online space, screaming into your news feed, trying to get your attention. And when you have your ideal client nailed down, when you know their exact pain points, it's almost like you're blowing a dog whistle that only your ideal clients can hear. That's huge. It is like blowing a dog whistle that only your ideal clients can hear. And when you are speaking their language, they are going to go, huh? Like when the little dogs, they like cock their head to the side and the ear goes up. That is what's going to happen when you start speaking to your ideal clients in the online space. It's crazy. I've had it happen to me. It just will rock your world. So don't be intimidated or don't be afraid that you're going to eliminate people. And this kind of ties into this last piece of really learning how to craft your hook and get clarity on your hook. So a hook is basically your sign outside your door. So for example, it might be, the structure might be, I help X with Y so they can Z. And that might be X is your ideal client, Y is their problem, and Z is the result that they want, the desired end result. I help X with Y so they can Z. Or you can say, I help X, my client, go from blank to blank. And this is something that Angie and I go in depth. We talk about this in depth inside our program, the Wellpreneur Business Academy, and we really help all of our students get crystal clear on this. The hook that Angie and I use is we say we help health and wellness entrepreneurs or health and wellness professionals go from social media to sales or turn their social media into sales, because that is exactly what we do. We take people on that path, and there's so many detailed things in between, but in a nutshell, that is what we do. And being able to be concise in your hook, the sign outside your door, is really important, because this bad boy is going to go in your Instagram bio, in your Facebook bio, on your Facebook cover. You're going to put it everywhere so that your ideal client, when they go to your platforms, when they go to your website, they know exactly what you do. So in order to get really specific, you really need to start working through and say, well, who is my ideal client? Am I working with busy moms? Am I working with pro athletes? Am I working with people who used to be athletes? And what is their biggest problem? What is their biggest problem? Do they want to cut fat fast so that they can get ready for a bikini competition? Do they want to stop yo-yo dieting and going in this crazy cycle? Like, what do they want more than anything? What problem do they have? And what is their desired end result? And so I want to share with you a couple from the previous group, the Wellpreneur Business Academy, that Angie Lee and I run together, my business partner. And these were some great examples from the October class. These are real examples of some of the ones that, we help some of the ladies work through. So one of the women, she used to be an athlete in high school. And let me tell you, a lot of women, especially in network marketing, their hooks tend to be, maybe they even niche down to moms, right? And they're like, I help moms feel their best and be their best selves. Or I help people find their inner confidence and lose weight. Or I help people get fit and healthy. That is so vanilla. It is so general that doesn't really speak to anyone. I don't really know what I'm going to get from you. So if I'm somebody who wants to cut fat for a bikini fitness competition and I see 100 of those, and then I see one person that says that their specialty is in bikini competitions, guess who I'm hiring? And I've used this example before, but it's like when you're sick or you have a specific ailment, if it's a general thing, maybe a cold, you might go to First Med, you might go to your general doctor. But if you've got a heart condition, you're going to the cardiologist. If you do something to, your neck is out, you're going to the chiropractor. You want to go see these specialists because you know that this is something that they have studied in depth and they are the go-to person on this topic. So what is your specific topic, your specific expertise that you want to lead with in the online space? So these are some of the ones from the group. I help women who have strayed from their inner athlete find their fitness groove again. I know she works with people who, were probably athletes in college or high school that never actually learned how to work out. They were just going to practice all the time. And because they were constantly moving, they were constantly physical, they probably never learned how to really eat right, and they ended up just eating candy bars all day, and because they were physically active, they just burned it off. And now that they're not in some kind of sport, they've put on the pounds. So I know exactly who she's looking to work with. I help zombie moms ditch the mommy guilt and lose the belly weight. Super simple, super simple. Moms who are overtired, stressed out, they're walking through life like a zombie. Mommy guilt, huge, huge pain point, and baby weight. So this is somebody who's recently had a child or somebody who hasn't had a kid in a long time, but that weight just stuck on them and they don't know how to get it off. This is a great one. So this is one of my clients. We were working through this, and she's doing more life coaching now for young entrepreneurs. And so instead of just saying, I help young entrepreneurs find their confidence and feel great, right? It was too general. So we ended up I'm like, well, who's that specific person? Are they a business owner? Are they in network marketing? Like, who are these young entrepreneurs that you want to work with? So we came up with, I teach millennial entrepreneurs break free from limiting beliefs so that they can confidently step into being a leader in their business and make money. So what these individuals want to do is they want to step forward, even though they're young, and be seen as an influencer and a leader. So that's their desired end result, and their pain point is that they want to break free from limiting beliefs, these fears and things that are holding them back. I'm too young, I'm not ready, I'm not going to be taken seriously. So this is so clear. I'll give you another one. This is a great one. A lot of people, I see a lot of people in the online space targeting moms. But one of my other clients who did an amazing job, she was like, I really want to work with 9-to-5ers, those people who are, they're stuck at their desk. And we dove in deep and we said, okay, what is this woman's biggest struggles? She's at work all day long. She's a young person, maybe in corporate or just in a 9-to-5. And what are her temptations? What are the things she's struggling with? Oh, well, there's cake. And maybe she, is every time she goes on a diet, she falls off of it because everybody in her office is eating crap and they're, picking at M&Ms all day. I'm like, okay, cool. So the language that we ended up using in her sales copy had to do with that this person doesn't have time and that they're just a Pinterest board hoarder and they don't actually make any of their recipes, right? And then also this thing of eating out of vending machines, because somebody who's a stay-at-home mom, that's language that is not going to resonate with them because they're not eating out of vending machines, right? So getting really, really specific. So this is the hook that she ended up coming up with, and it's just so clear. I love it. I help young professionals ditch the dine out diet and get fit without compromising their social life. Big pain point. Compromising their social life. I want to go on a diet, but I want to go out for happy hour with my coworkers. I want to go out for happy hour with my coworkers. I want to be part of something. I don't want to just have to go home and be the fitness girl all the time, constantly having to just order a little salad while everybody else enjoys a nice schooner of beer, right? So huge pain point that she was really able to tap into. Another great one, I teach busy moms how to go from frantic to fit and move to the top of their to-do list. Do you guys see how clear these are? Do you see the clarity in, I know exactly who the ideal client is, exactly the person who these ladies are speaking to. I know the exact problem that these people have, their pain points, and the exact problem that they are going to help them solve. And these results, they are getting to this result because this individual, this coach, is the expert, and they're going to help you get to that end game. So there's some really amazing things that you can do, the language that you can start to bring up to really find this in your own business. Please don't just slap up, I help people I help people feel healthy and fit. That doesn't tell me who you work with. Working with everyone, I don't care who gave you that advice. I'll just ask you, is it working right now? Is it working? Are you getting customers banging down your door? Probably not. So, I just challenge you to think outside the box, to maybe consider trying this strategy and really getting clear on what this would look like for you and your business. And, the whole goal of this is to really have that cohesive brand messaging, visual branding, story, everything layers on top of itself so that when somebody comes to work with you, everything is consistent, everything makes sense. Everything works together really beautifully, cohesively, in a really harmonious way. So that is what I have for you guys tonight. I really want to reach out to each and every one of you right now and encourage you to come over to the Facebook group, Health Coaches Go from Social Media to Sales. You can also check out that group simply by going to healthcoachesmakebank.com. It'll send you right to the Facebook group. And, right now, my business partner, Angie Lee, and I, we are launching out the Wellpreneur Business Academy. This is our 14-week program where we help wellness entrepreneurs get tons of confidence, clients, and cash flow going in their online businesses. So if you're really looking for the tangible how-to, if you're really looking for somebody to lay out the steps for you and give you those little nuanced details to really make your brand pop, to really help you stand out in the online space so that you just don't get mixed up in the shuffle of everybody else trying to do the same thing, then this is the program for you. Come over to the Facebook group, come hang out with us, and we would happy to fill you in on all of the details having to do with the program. So come on over there, and I will see you guys inside the Facebook group. Have a good one. Bye.